hands up if you've ever watched an Iron Man movie before. Okay, the vast majority of us. Now, put your hands up again if you've ever wished you could wear the suit yourself. Okay, again, a lot of us. It's a bit embarrassing to admit, but I remember when I first watched my Iron Man movie, I remember seeing the way he was flying and fighting and wishing that I could wear the suit myself. However, now that I'm a bit older and I watch these movies, the only thing I could think about is it even possible to create a suit like this? And that brings us to today's question. Is it possible to create an Iron Man suit? You might think that the main problem is flight or what weapons to use, but the hard part is a little bit more boring. It's about what material will be able to do all of that. You'll need a material that is dense but flexible. You'll need something that is able to adapt. And more importantly than any of that, you'll need something that is able to thermally regulate. It's nothing new that powered suits generate large amounts of heat, and heat can be controlled by the flow of air. However, most solids, as you may have learned in Year 7 or elsewhere, they don't like structural change, and when put in high-pressure environments and air is passed through its atomic structure, it tends to break, and it tends to shatter. But that's not always the case. For recently in Korea and Japan, in a study led by Professor Hyung-Jin Jin, he has shown that a metal oxide he has developed with his team can basically breathe. And while it's not actually breathing, it's doing something quite similar. When it is in a heated, low oxygen environment, it releases the oxygen. However, when it is back to a simple gas environment, it takes in the oxygen again. And this is helpful for more than just thermal regulation, but it can also be used for fuel cells and energy efficiency. It's basically the perfect Iron Man suit. However, it's missing something. What about protection? If you're going to be in a fight, you need to remain safe. And you're possibly thinking, oh, that's simple. Just use something hard, something sturdy, something that won't break. However, traditional armor was created within these rules, and it had a flaw. The stress on impact, it would be concentrated, and it would mean that the wearer had to wear a layer to protect them underneath. But we don't want that. We want a perfect Iron Man suit. Therefore, we will have to go a bit into physics. Most forces we learn about are central forces, such as gravity. It pushes or it pulls away. However, transverse interactions are different. They rotate and they move perpendicularly. And this is what we need. For many of these particles, if they are concentrated together, it can create a crystal, a solid made out of rotation. It's almost as if it would not be possible. And these crystals, according to a theoretical framework by PMAS, their properties can be predicted. And according to Dr. Lowen from HHU, these properties are odd. They're not like your normal material. Your normal material, when you stretch them, when you pull on them, they stretch. But these ones, they have an odd elasticity. When you pull on them, they twist and they rotate, and that is the key part. But that means that impact has the potential to be dispersed instead of concentrated. And that means that it could protect the person wearing the suit. And these rotating crystals do more than just that. But when they are rubbed together, they form smaller spinning crystallites. And these crystallites, according to Dr. Lowen and Dr. Zhufeng Huang, they can grow indefinitely. According to the speed of its rotation, this gives it so much potential. It can grow meaning it can self-repair while it spreads the stress of impact. And then you might be thinking, if we can do all that, why don't we have an Iron Man suit already? Well, none of this is grounded in reality yet. None of it has been tested within these contexts or on a person, but it definitely changes the question. It changes the question from, is it possible to create an Iron Man suit, to who wants to wear an Iron Man suit? Thank you.